not gonna lie, this is a weird one. I don't even really know where to start with this. This has been a very weird 24 hours. I was at the Goodwill, just like fist deep into the plushie section because I'm looking for Furbies. That's just what I do. And I found this guy. You can notice that I'm avoiding touching him because when I took him home, I got a rash and was very itchy for a while and had to change my clothes. So I don't know if it was from him or if it was from me just like fist deep in the plush section. But I'm wearing a glove. I'm trying not to get super close with my clothing because I don't want to change again. He's sitting on some towels. But so I found him kind of sticking out and just like immediately was kind of drawn to him. So I turn him on because I want to see if he works. He is one of those little dancing, I'm touching him with my skin. One of those little dancing dogs where you press the paw and then he like mouths a song. And so the song is "You're the First, the Last, My Everything." I don't remember the singer, but it's like a 70s song. So I press his little paw and he turns on, surprisingly enough. None of the other electronic things that I tested turned on. So he starts singing in this very like staticky, nonsensical voice that if you work with Furbies, you know they do this quite a bit. If they're low on batteries, a very common audio glitch is for them to kind of just like make nonsense noises. Very clearly like a technical audio glitch that's happening. But so there's police going by. Me being me, I find it funny, so I whip out my phone and I start recording him singing his little song and doing his little dance. I'm gonna show you the video because I know that people like to fill in gaps and fill in spaces of audio things. That's just what we like to do. So I'm gonna let you watch the full video clip first, a little over a minute long, and then you can come back to me. It's kind of hard to hear because there was music blasting and he was also singing, so it was kind of hard to distinguish things because there was just a lot of noise happening. But the first sort of half of his song is a very like glitch sound. It sounds very much like the Furby glitch where it's going off the main tune and it's kind of just sort of wibbly wobbling around. Near the end I'm gonna replay like the last couple seconds for you. You can tell me what you hear. I mean, it's a lot. I didn't notice this until after I had like gone back in my car because it was quite noisy in there. I'd gone back in my car and I'd rewatched the video and I was kind of taken aback by this very clear voice that says, "Help me." And this was the first thing that sort of stood out to me was this, "Help me, help." Very clear. I showed this to a couple other people and they were like, "That's fucking wild. What's happening?" I kind of went through this moment in the car where I was like, do I want to do this? Do I want to help? Or is this too much? Slowly going off the towel. I should have got a bigger towel. And I eventually did it and I went back in and I got him and he was only $1. I posted the video and I kind of started analyzing it a little bit more, which I shouldn't do. Why did I do that? I picked out some more words and this might just be my human brain trying to fill in the gaps, but this is what I heard and I'm gonna like subtitle the video for you. So So that's fun. I originally had him by my bed, but I didn't want to risk him. I'm already getting itchy. I shouldn't wear 2 gloves. I wanted to keep him away from my bed just in case there were like mites or something happening. Now, the thing is, this kind of glitch, it literally might be I just need to replace batteries. That literally might be the entirety of it. He also does have I think there's something in his jaw because there's a clicking sound. So I think there's something in his jaw that's kind of preventing it from moving properly. So what I want to do, first I will show you him in his current state so that you can hear him speaking a little bit more clearly. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the batteries, and then after that I am going to cleanse him because I don't want mites. I haven't even taken off his little tags yet, so I don't know if I can do it with gloves on. $1 tag. He was $1. That Goodwill always has a lot of good plush toys, and I always want to take them home, but I don't have space, and also they might have mites. So this isn't something I typically do, but I do look for Furbies there. This is where his main power switch is. Now, I don't know what kind of batteries he takes. He might take like C or D batteries, which would suck, but I'm gonna turn him on. Oh, and he immediately starts clicking. All right, this is the first time I've turned him on since yesterday. So this is him singing his song. So you can hear him kind of clicking away and bobbing his head a little bit. I believe that's the jaw kind of catching. I'm gonna press here again because he's really struggling. I'm gonna unscrew him. Unscrew this. It does not want to come out. I didn't think I would be stuck this early on. Okay, bud, you gotta let me do this. This is like the simplest part. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Ooh, okay, so it just takes AA's, which is awesome. I'm not even seeing any corrosion either, which is awesome. I think this part, this audio glitch thing, might be as simple as just putting new batteries back in. Now, what I'm hoping doesn't happen is I'm hoping that he's not singing the song so well that I get copy strike for it. Switch him on. Oh, he's clicking a bit faster that time. I don't know if that's good or bad. Let's give it a shot. Oh! Yay! Awesome. So yeah, he's clicking a lot more. I know the song, but I don't know the lyrics of the song, so he does kind of like go off a little bit and miss some words. I don't know what he's supposed to sound like though. But this is a very common problem with Furbies is they'll make those crazy sounds and then everyone freaks out, but you just gotta replace the battery. So now his singing voice is back. Now he's no longer saying help me. But he's clicking a lot more, and what it looks like, the more that I look at it, the more it seems to be in between when he's speaking, because his jaw does move, but it moves when he's singing, and then in between when there's just music, it looks like it's skipping. So it might literally just be something kind of popped out of place. So that's all I'm doing right now. I'm literally just replacing the batteries. I'm going to eventually take his fur off, and I will keep you guys updated on exactly what I do in terms of cleansing both physically and spiritually. Update time. The hand that I didn't have a glove on now has this rash on it. I don't know if it's really picking up that well on camera, but it's very red. I'm gonna keep an eye on it, but I wanted to let you guys know that was a thing. It's very itchy. I really am not happy about that. It's been a couple days. Also, yes, I have 2 of this exact same hoodie. I like it, and you can fight me. First of all, remember how I kept saying, like literally a couple minutes ago, mites are a thing? And how I was worried about possibly mites. There were like mites or something happening, because I don't want mites. There's mites. When I got him, I put him, he's over there, by the way. I need to get 2 gloves. That's the other update. I only have 1 glove. I wasn't able to find a second one, so like I need to find a pair of gloves so that I can properly hold him, because I had a rash on my hand for a long time after not having one on when I was touching him. And that's because he has spider mites. Spider mites are tiny white little mites that just like to destroy the things you love. So I had him placed on my bedside table underneath a plant, and that plant now is infested with spider mites. But there's not too many, and none of my other plants are affected. So like that plant is over, not in the fridge. He's in quarantine right now. I'm sorry, BB. I'm currently treating him and hoping there's not too many. But all the other plants plants seem okay. It hasn't been jumping between them, but I'm still treating them preventively and sort of keeping an eye on it. And he's still over in that corner because it's not near any sort of fabric. The thing with spider mites is usually they just travel from plants, but they can get into like fabric and stuff. It's just not their preferred mode of transport, but they chose him. Ooh, you know what? Hang on. I did pick up some soap to clean him with because I wanted something with like lavender in it, because lavender is just like a nice protective scent. So, and just like a nice clean smell. Also, I'm going to wipe him down with some alcohol wipes because that is what kills mites, so I'm gonna do that. This is gonna get rid of the smell of the alcohol, hopefully. But quickly, I did want to address, because I did cut a lot out of this video, because when I was doing the initial film sesh, I did record for like an hour, so because I didn't really fully articulate what I wanted to say yet. This video is probably gonna be very long. My videos, I feel like, even though they have a lot of technical subject matter, they aren't very techy. They're just kind of me liking things. I don't know if I come off as a very spiritual person or not, but I am pretty spiritual. So a lot of this is, here's the tea. I don't mean to disappoint you, but a lot of the energy has dissipated. He's just chilling, like he's just hanging out. I've been calling him Beethoven after the classic 90s film. There's still a little bit left, but I literally think just like moving him into a different space, like from the Goodwill space into this space, dissipated a lot of the energy. That's the thing, is I never thought there was like, oh, there's a little boy named Timmy whose soul is trapped in this stuffed animal. Like, that's never what this was. So I do kind of want to clarify that, but I do think there was like some kind of energy attached, but not like a full on like spirit person like hanging out at the Goodwill. But so I don't think this was like a ghost situation, because I have dealt with that before. I can make a video about it if you want me to talk about it. Also, because I know a lot of people are scared of Furbies, and people who may be clicking on like the suggested things and you got to this video from there, thank you. I know this video is like, it's so long and there's so little restoring happening. I'm sorry. You guys wanted to see me talking more in front of a camera, so that's what I'm doing. He will be fixed, don't worry. A lot of people, actually I have my bud's sitting on my desk right now. Also, this is Juicy Fruit. And it's on 50s on titties. And I want to do something with him. I don't really know what I want to do yet. So you like, if you guys have suggestions. That sock Furby, I kind of want to make him into like a sock Furby. But anyway, Furbies get a lot of bad rep for like having glitches. Like I had said previously, if they have low battery, they will just start like chanting. I can 100% guarantee you there is no demon in your Furby. Sometimes energy does get attached to things like stuffed animals, especially, and at least like in my experience, are like a sponge for energy. And so sometimes, especially if you're getting one from like a Goodwill, something like that, they can like soak up the energy of their previous owner. If they were perhaps having a bad time, just not having a great day, you might get some of that negative energy kind of stuck. And you could believe this is all a bunch of hocus pocus also. You could totally disagree with me. That is also absolutely fine. But this is just like from my personal standpoint. So I have gotten Furbies with like kind of, that's why I don't have either of my 2005s anymore. I had a gray one named Smokey, and then I had a black one named Chapstick, and I ended up rehoming them because they both had kind of like a negative, not as super positive energy to them. And it wasn't like oh, my Furby's haunted. It was just like, we didn't really vibe, you know? We just didn't really click. So I think you'd be happier with someone else. You just weren't really happy in my space. And sometimes that happens, but I think because people are so immediate to jump on the ghost train and like this is like a person in here or like a demon in here, but I don't think that's the case majority of the time. Like I said, sometimes that happens. I've been to very haunted spaces before, but you know, I'm gonna clickbait you a little, you know, like I'm gonna throw out the haunted term probably, but that's like, it's not a ghost, it's just energy. And I'm still probably gonna do like a cleansing ritual with him because there is like a teeny tiny bit of energy left that I just want to make sure it's positive energy. I don't care if there's energy, like let's make that positive. Let's have a good happy space, because this is why I surround myself with these things, because I infuse them with positive good vibes. But anyway, the next clip you're gonna see is gonna be like actually doing stuff, so look forward to that. Alright lads, today is the day. Okay, so the goal for today is to attempt to get this fur off. I don't know how easy that is going to be. What it looks like, what I'm hoping the case is there might be a zip tie around this area. There usually is with like Furbies and such. So I'm hoping I will just be able to cut that and then slide it right off. But there is no opening in order to get at what I believe is a zip tie, so there will need to be some cutting. The less destructive I can be, the better, because then the less I have to worry about putting things back together. Just touching him makes me so itchy. I don't know what's attached to what. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take a screwdriver and I'm gonna undo the main screws here. I'm just gonna see what happens. I'm gonna see what that does. I do feel it kind of releasing a bit, which is good. Ooh, so this was just the battery cover. This appears to be kind of glued on. Oh, this is like glued on actually. Okay, I'm gonna take the batteries out then because they were just like exposed. So this is kind of glued into the battery compartment and it's just coming loose pretty easily. But there's like a, I don't know what I'd call this. It's like a netting. I'm hoping I'll just be able to kind of tuck this back under this piece when I'm putting it back together. So I actually don't see any zip ties. It was just sort of tucked under and glued. Oh, all right. Here we go. Here's the main bodice. If I could just slide this all off, that would be great. Come on, bud. You can do it. I know this is a lot because I don't know what's attached to the face. So I'm kind of reaching that point. All right, I'm gonna need to put him against my body. Pray for me. Okay, yeah, it's attached to the jaw, which is why this is doing this right now. So where I'm running into trouble is everything is kind of getting lost in all this stuffing. If I could take some of the stuffing out, that might help. It feels like I'm ripping your guts out. My dude, I'm very sorry. I think I'm gonna have to take out the stuffing to put him back together as well. Where does this cord go? I just want to make sure these are threads and not wires. This is where it is attached to the jaw. So I'm going to snip those and hopefully that will just come free. There's one and there is two. All right, here we go. Now I just got to figure out where this cord leads to. Here's the stuffing. Let's hope your stuffing's not full of mites, because that would suck. There's this foam piece that is also being held on by a thread. So I'm gonna snip that. I don't know why this was necessary. So this is literally just, I think it's just a for structure, because there's no other pieces sort of attached to it. Oh, you know what this is? This is the paw switch right here. So we do need that. Okay, but now I know what I'm working with. All right, so to look at this piece though, it looks like he's supposed to be able to move his head around a little bit. Let's move all this stuffing over here, and I'm gonna put the batteries in so we can kind of see exactly what's going on here. So this part up here is the jaw, obviously. What I'm wondering is if there's something going on with like this piece here, and I'm not sure, this little like red cover sort of thing, I don't know if that has interfered with anything. Ooh, okay. So he is supposed to sort of head bob a little bit. And what's interesting is there was no clicking that time, which makes me think it might just be interference from the actual, like, plush outer piece. All right, but let's press the paw. Ooh. Alright, so there was a tiny bit of clicking in this sort of section, but what's interesting about all of this is that there was far less once I just removed it, which makes me think the clicking seems to be coming from the external factors. So I don't know if this little red thing here is making things worse or if it might be helping once it's in the body. So I don't know if I should sort of reattach this and maybe spread it over a little bit more. Oh God, I'm so itchy. I really would like to be able to wash him first and to get this out of his paw so that I can do that, because he is just like spreading things. So the sooner we can do that, the better. I'll run this a couple more times and see if I'm seeing anything that's, because like this piece, it's this kind of section. I had assumed it was the jaw, but I think the jaw servo is totally fine. But I'm not sure because this is sort of lopsided. I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. And that's the tricky thing, is I don't know what it's supposed to be like. So I don't have any reference. It feels like this should go side to side. but there's nothing on this side. And I don't know if that's because something is broken. There's no missing pieces. Y'all engineers are gonna be out there laughing at me because there's something glaring and obvious, but like, this is just for fun. I'm not like a super smart techie person. Like, I know the basics and that's about it. There's a piece of glue here that's not attached to anything. Once again, I don't see any missing pieces, so I don't know what that would be attached to. Because there's also this piece that is like a little metal piece that is like lubed up. There's some lubrication here. So I don't know if maybe there's a piece that's still stuck inside, perhaps. So I'm gonna take out some more stuffing and I'm gonna work on getting the paw button out so I can wash him. Oh my god, he's scared me. Oh. I just witnessed this thing getting caught in there. So I do think it's like, it's just kind of a bad design. And just the fact that it's in a stuffed animal is kind of messing with the electronics. I'll keep you updated. I'll keep working on it. Maybe I should take the batteries, or at least turn him off. All right, lads, after a lot of digging, here is the little paw button. A thread holding this together, so I'm gonna just snip that. Okay, here we go. Now we got the button out. Now there are no more electronics in it. He's just a dude. He's just out here. But I'm gonna take as much stuffing out as I can. Stuffing takes a very long time to dry and can grow mold if it stays wet for too long. So it's not the best thing to clean. Honestly, I could just get new stuffing. But the thing is, I feel like the least amount of stuffing I could use, the better, because I think that's what's interfering with everything. Now he's a puppet. Okay, thank you for letting me do this, my dude. I know this is probably kind of embarrassing for you. Once you're clean, then I'll be able to actually touch you without gloves on, which would be awesome. So I'm gonna start the washing process now. Let's do that. All right, so first I'm just gonna do a quick wipe with some alcohol. Oh, I didn't notice this before. There is this chunk, it's really not showing up on camera. There's this chunk of red, it looks like paint. This really big chunk of red that I didn't notice before that's kind of embedded into the ear. And a little bit below that. I did not notice that before. I know, bud, he's looking at me. He's giving me the look. Okay, now this isn't, I mean, obviously this is killing germs, but this is mostly to kill any, like, mites that are left over on this. And then from here, we're gonna do the soak and scrub. Okay, here we go. Bath time. It's gonna be good, my dude. It's gonna be good. We're just doing one final rinse. He's pretty good. He smells nice and lavendery now. Almost there. The main body is in the washer and dryer right now. I did sort of the main soak and scrub, but I did still want to put him in the wash to get a more thorough job. I'm not using laundry detergent, I'm just using the regular soap. He's over there doing that, and I've been doing some tests, and I think I figured out what the issue is, and unfortunately I think it's just a design flaw. As you can see, he's kind of lopsided. This feels like a little bit lopsided to me. This is the mouthpiece, the jaw, and when this is in there, when this is in the stuffed part, it's held sort of like this because it's straight up and down. And so watch what happens when I sort of hold this forcibly into this sort of straight up and down position. So as you can see, the more you hold this into a straight position, just the force of it alone is causing this piece to click because he's supposed to move up and down and he's not doing that at all. I think it's just because there's all this stuff in the way. Because when there's nothing in the way, I took off this little thing. I can slide this back on easily also. When it's surrounded by all that stuff, it just doesn't have the space. So what I might try is just like not putting as much stuffing back in and seeing if that does anything, because there's no actual technical problems with this besides it being just like poorly designed. That is that. But I apologize, this wasn't like a super smarty pants video where I go in there and replace the servo and everything's fine now, because I think this is just a flawed design, unfortunately. So once he is completely dry, I'm probably not going to do this today because I don't want to get the electronics wet at all. So even though he's going to be in the dryer, I want to wait until he's totally dry before I try putting this back in there and without as much stuffing and kind of seeing if that helps at all. But that's where I'm at right now. This has been an exceptionally just messy video, and I apologize, but I think I'm gonna end it here. Here's the conclusion. I could not put this back in there and have it continue to work, because literally the second you put it in, it just starts clicking like crazy. I really don't know what to do at this point. I don't know what the best solution for this would be. But in the meantime, he's back to being stuffed, so he's not just like this limp skin hanging out. There really was like way too much stuffing in there, because even now this is only like half the stuffing and he's nice and like squishable and huggable. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this. I'm gonna ask you what you guys think I should do, because if you want me to make an update video on this, I will, but I don't really know where to go from here. Because like I could put it back in, but it's gonna continue to be broken, so I don't really want to put it back in, because it's gonna take a lot of work to put it back in. But also, I don't want to just like toss this. These are valuable electronics. But he is quite nice as a nice plush toy, because you can actually hug him and hold him. But he can't sing this way, obviously. I want you guys to let me know what I should do with this situation, because I don't know. He sings fine if I take it out of his body, but that kind of defeats the purpose. I think he's a little bit happier now that he's nice and clean. He smells like, he really I really overdid it with the lavender, I do have to say. I'm gonna stop. We're gonna end this. Let me know if you guys want more of these videos, even though they are probably very unsatisfying. I know there's actual restoration videos where they actually restore things. This was not what happened here. This was just kind of a dissection. That's all I gotta say. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Seven.